Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope all is well. Hope everyone's doing all right. Looks like we have a few that's connecting. So before we get started, get going in any directions. Anybody have any general questions? Everybody good? Nice, straight, straight. Okay. All right. Yes, we did 2-7 last class. So we're looking at 2-8 today. Okay, and that's the last section of chapter 2. Okay, so we'll talk about how we're going to move as soon as we finish this. Just making sure. Yeah, because I know I'm talking about that. Okay. All right, so we should be looking at 2.8 today. Distance, midpoint, and circles. So the first formula is our distance formula that we're going to encounter in this section. So it's just the distance between 2 points. So you have d equal to the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. And here we go. Just a little bit of a diagram. You have your 2 points, and you're talking about a distance between those 2 points. x1, y1 is 0.1, x2, y2 is 0.2. All right, let's scroll up. All right, so trying this formula out. It says find the distance between -1, 4 and 3, -2. So of course, just like any other time, you establish which point you're calling point 1, which one you're going to call point 2. And as always, I normally call point 1 the first point I see, and then point 2 the second point. So that's why -1, 4 is x1, y1, 3, -2, x2, y2. You do everything correctly, it doesn't matter which one you call point 1 or which one you call point 2. And then you plug them in accordingly. Of course, as always, if I scroll up but you're still copying, always feel free to let me know. So y2 is, oh, we look at x2, excuse me. x2 is 3, x1 is -1, so make sure you don't lose a negative. Then y2 is -4, y1 is 4. So we have 3 minus -1 squared, -2 minus 4 squared. So that'd be 4 squared plus -6 squared. 4 is 16. 4 squared is 16. -6 squared is 36. That's still under our radical. 16 plus 36 is 52. So we have the square root of 52. And don't forget, you are expected to analyze what's under this radical to see if there's anything that can be simplified any further. So when we look at the breakdown of 52, I can break that up into 4 times 13. I cannot take the square root of 13, but I can take the square root of 4. Take the square root of 4, that's 2. Leave the 13 under the radical. And 2 square root of 13 is my most simplified way of expressing our answer. All right, any questions on the distance formula? What we did there? Just putting a numerical value on the distance between 2 points. All right, trying to scroll up, but it's still copying. All right, next formula is the midpoint. So looking at our midpoint formula, x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. Your midpoint is a coordinate, so it's a coordinate just like point 1 and point 2 would be. So you're talking about the coordinates of the middle point, the point between the 2 points that you are, or the 2 points that are in question, the 2 points that you are examining. So you do x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. That will give you your point in the middle. All right, so find the midpoint of the endpoints, 1, -6, and -8, -4. Just like before, establish which point is x1, y1, and which point will be x2, y2. And then plug it into your formula. All right, so that'll be 1 plus -8 over 2, -6 plus -4 over 2. All right. Any problems with any substitutions? And as always, make sure you don't lose negatives in your substitution. Make sure you hold true to the numbers that are given. So 1 plus -8 is -7, so it's -7 over 2. -6 plus -4 is -10 over 2. And then you simplify all the way. That'll be -7 over 2 and -5. That would be the coordinate of your midpoint. Excuse me. Questions, questions, questions. All right, can we scroll up? All right, so let's look at circles. So definition of circle is a set of all points in a plane that are equidistant from a fixed point. And that fixed point is called the center. And that fixed distance from the circle's center to any point on the circle is called the radius. Any questions? Any questions so far? All right. Everybody good? All right. So the standard form of the equation of a circle. So if you were to remove all the arrows and stuff, this is it. So just x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equal to r squared. So that is the standard form of the equation of the circle. Notice the center, h and k comes from the center, and then r comes from the radius of your circle. And so make sure you take note of the signs. Notice it's x minus h and y minus k in the formula, but then your center, those values, just positive k and positive h. So that's what we're emphasizing right here, making sure that we see that we should be using the opposite signs. Whatever sign or whatever number you pull from the equation, the center is going to be the opposite sign. Notice these are negative, but in your coordinates, they're positive. That means we're using the opposite sign that you see there. All right. All right, so let's use that. Write the standard form of the equation of the circle with center -2, 3, and radius 4. All right, so as always, first thing we do is establish the given information, make sure our numbers are assigned to the appropriate variables. So h and k is -2, 3, and then r is 4. Once you've established that, then you plug it into the formula. So that's x minus h squared, y minus k squared, and then r squared. So that's why we have x minus -2, y minus 3, and then 4 squared. And then simplify. Negative turns positive, so it's x plus 2, y minus 3, and then 4 squared is 16. All right, questions on what we did there? All right. So now we're going to work in reverse. If they give us the equation in standard form, we should be able to pick out the center and the radius. So we should be able to pick out the given information. So it says find the center and radius of x minus 2 squared, y plus 4 squared, and 9. And then it tells us to draw a rough sketch. All right, so first thing is right here. Remember, we're supposed to use opposite signs. So they give us x minus 2, that means positive 2 is going to be our h. Then y plus 4, that means -4 is going to be k. And then we take the square root of 9, and that'll give us 3 as our radius. So before we go any further, is everybody okay with that? All right. So now if you had to draw a rough sketch, excuse me, the first thing you would do is draw your center, which is what I did right here. I went to the right, 2 down 4. And then from the center, you would go, easy thing to do, just go up, down, left, right. 3, because 3 is our radius. So you just go to the right 3, up 3, down 3, left 3 from your center. And then, just draw a circle connecting those 4 dots. And that's what I did right here. All right, questions. One more thing with circles before we are done. All right, scroll up. All right, so we had the standard form of the equation of the circle, and now they give us the general form of the equation of the circle. So we have x squared plus y squared plus dx plus ey plus f equal to 0. All right. So in this problem, they want us to write the equation that they give us in standard form, and then they want us to write the equation that they give us in general form in standard form. All right, so here's our equation: x squared plus y squared plus 4x minus 6y minus 23 equal to 0. Once again, that's in standard form, and they want us to convert it to, that's in general form, and they want us to convert it to standard form. And then from there, we'll be able to pick out what the center and the radius is. All right, so let's look at steps here. Everybody done copying? So the first step is to isolate your constant. You want to take, and your constant is always the number that is not attached to a variable at all. You want to move that to one side by itself. So that's what we did here. We added 23 to both sides. And that gives us x squared plus y squared plus 4x minus 6y equal to 23. So we isolate the constant. All right. From here, we're going to group together like variables. So we're just going to move our terms around on the left side of our equation. So we're going to move our x terms together, move our y terms together. Make sure if anything's positive, it stays positive. If something is negative, it stays negative. So notice our 4x is still positive, 6y is still negative. Same thing with x and y squared. Whatever's positive, stay positive. Whatever's negative, stay negative. We're not moving it across the equal sign. We're just rearranging our terms on the same side of the equation. So none of your signs should change. All right. Step 3, we're going to do completing the square. We're going to take half of each linear term and square it. So what do I mean by linear term? That's the terms that aren't squared. You have your x squared and y squared. We're not looking at that. We're talking about the 4x and the negative 6y. We're going to take those two numbers, take half of them, and then square it. So whatever's sitting in front of your x, whatever's sitting in front of your y, you're going to take half of that and square it. Going back to using our completing the square methods. Is everybody okay with step 3? Step 4, add both numbers to both sides of the equation and put each number in their respective parentheses. So in other words, this 4, going back here, I kind of color coded it. This 4 came from the x terms. This 9 came from the y terms. right? Because we halved 6 and got 9. Half 6. Yeah, half 6 and squared it and got 9. Half 4 and squared it and got 4. So when I go here, notice the 4 and the 9 are with those, those groupings. And then also added the 4 and 9 on this other side as well. Everybody okay? So factor each trinomial and then simplify the other side of the equation. So don't forget, when you talk about completing the square, when we did these, when it goes to factoring, whatever, half your B term was, that's what goes in your factorization. So that's why you have x plus 2, y minus 3. When you factor these, that's what should occur. Is x plus 2, y minus 3 squared. And then over here, 23 plus 4 plus 9 will give you 36. All right. Questions on step 5? All right, then the last step, you go ahead and pick out what your center and your radius is. Don't forget we use opposite signs. So we have positive 2, so that means the first component of my center is negative 2, negative 3. Second component of my center is going to be positive 3. Then we take the square root of 36, which is 6 for our radius. All right. Any questions? Any problems with anything that was said? All right. So that's actually it for 2.8. So let's see. Yeah, let's review. All right. So how are we going to operate moving forward? Let's see. What I've decided to do. Let's see, Monday, that's going to be what day? We're Tuesday, Thursday class. So Tuesday will be the 29th. So that means Thursday will be the 1st. All right, so next class, which is Tuesday, will be all review. It will be up to you guys to get what you want out of the review. I'm not bringing questions, but you guys have enough information that you can bring whatever questions you want to ask. And that's how I normally handle reviews. You have a test review that's been posted where you can go through that test review and see what questions you want to see me do or know you want to see me go through or ask questions about. So if nothing else, look at the test review and see if you have any issues in that test. What I don't do is just say, okay, I'm gonna just do all the problems in the test review, because that takes away the process of you actually trying this and seeing if you have any issues. And that's really how you're supposed to learn. Because I can do problems all day, but until you start getting in there and trying it yourself, or at least analyzing the problem and saying, okay, I got a problem with this or something like that, it won't be to your best, it won't be in your best interest. So I really need you guys to go in there. Like I said, even if you haven't gotten through all of the homework, go to the test review and see what questions you have out of there. And I'll knock out whatever questions you guys bring to the table. So questions on Tuesday, on what we're going to do Tuesday. I'm not going to do any new lectures, nothing new on Tuesday. It will just be whatever questions you guys bring to the table. All right.
So Tuesday's the review. Is
Mm-hmm.
Thursday the test?
See, man, I said that anybody had questions on Tuesday, and you gonna jump to Thursday, and no, I'll just play it.
I mean, that's why I waited until you sounded like you were about to move on, so I didn't jump the gun.
But so awesome segue into Thursday, sir. Um, so what I think I'm going to do, because the 10-week session, I think what we're going to do is that our only proctored test will be your final exam. I think I'm gonna do it like that to save on time and to make sure we do cover everything you guys need to be covered, especially trying to prepare you for pre-calc 2. So what's gonna happen is after review, I'll go ahead and post test 2 in my math lab, and then we'll get started in chapter 3 on Thursday. Hopefully that's all right. Hopefully I'm not letting anybody down. Somebody's looking forward to actually having a proctor test. But yeah, so I think I'll do it like that. So if we're talking about due dates, then so that's the 29th. I won't make a due date on July 4th. So I'll make chapter 2's due date. Chapter 2's due date will be July 11th. All right, so we'll look at it like that. All right, any questions on that? Any questions on what we're going to do?
In math lab, the test, what it just shows up as test chapter 2 test.
Yeah, okay, hold on. I can take you there. It hasn't been posted yet though, so you shouldn't see it right now. Let me just, there it goes right there. See if I've been kicked out yet. Nope, I'm good. All right, so going into your shell, you should be able to click on quizzes and tests. And so just like we got test 1 right here, test 2 will be right under it.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
Not a problem, not a problem. Yep. Any other questions on your assignments? What will be expected of you? Once again, I haven't changed any due dates.
I have a question.
Yes.
So is July 11th, is that for both the test and the homework?
Yes, that will be for all of chapter 2's content. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, not a problem. Not a problem. So notice chapter 1's content is past due. If you didn't get it done, then you need to contact, communicate, see what we can do to help you out, give you the opportunity to get it done. But that due date is past. But if you need an extension, I won't know it unless you talk to me. So don't forget to email me, and let's make sure everyone has the opportunity to get their work done. All right. So questions on anything before we close out?
I did have a quick question about the test reviews. So you said a while back, if we do the test review and we get like an 85 on it, it adds 5 points to our test. Well,
Yeah.
and so will that be reflected in the score that we see under test, or is that something we just have to mentally note for later, like on towards the end?
Yeah, it's more so a mental note because my math lab don't have it set up in such a way that it will just automatically add the points. So I normally do that and calculate all the stuff at the end. Yep.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Not a problem. Also, in a couple hours, I'll be leaving to go out of town for a funeral. So if you do shoot me an email this weekend, I may not be able to get to it until Sunday. Just, because, like I said, going out of town, traveling, and then trying to get back and all that stuff like that. And of course, in the proceedings that will be occurring. So I may not be able to get to it till Sunday evening. So just giving you a heads up. If you email me tonight or even tomorrow and you don't hear from me, give me a chance to get to it. And so just throwing that out there. And I probably should have emailed out as well, just to give you guys a reminder on that. All right. Anything else? Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Nobody better email you.
That sounds like you about to beat somebody up for me. I appreciate it.
I'm just saying.
But I appreciate that. Appreciate that sentiment. Anything else? Anybody else? Before we close out?
Actually, since you just said that, I was actually thinking of emailing you after this, but I totally forgot to send you my scratch work for the first test,
Mhm.
and I was gonna do that. So is that okay if I still send it to you?
No,
Okay.
it's not a problem with you guys emailing me. It's just that I was just letting you know because, and I say this because, you know, I could be talking to this whole class and nobody in this class is like that. But there's somebody out there who will be willing to say, well, Mr. Tucker didn't email me for such and such and such. Then next thing you know, they bring the dean in and they bring, you know what I'm saying? Some people
Right.
take things to the extreme. And I'm just saying, before we even go there, if I don't email you back, this is why. So it's not about,
Okay.
I don't mind you guys emailing me at all. You know what I mean? It's just give me a chance to respond if I have to respond. But that, I don't even, it's not even something that you're requiring response from me necessarily. It's just that you shoot me your work. So that's most definitely fine.
Okay, thank you. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, it's not a problem. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right. Anything else? Anybody else? Everybody good? Straight? So once again, we have a 2-hour block, you guys, for whatever questions you want to ask coming up. So make sure you take advantage of this weekend. Even if you have questions on chapter 1, I mean, just ask the questions so we can make sure everybody's straight moving forward, because everything builds upon the next thing, and want to make sure you're really good as we progress forward. All right, everybody good? Everybody straight? All right, you guys have a great weekend. Be safe, and I will see you on Tuesday.
You do the same, Professor.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Have a good day, Professor.
Thanks. You do the
Safe
same.
travels, Professor.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Have a nice day.
Thanks. You do the same. Thank you. Miss Haley. Yes. Yep. I do teach pre-calc too. It just depends on what they need from me. So I haven't checked to see if I'm doing it this fall though. So I can take a look at that and let you know.
That'd be cool.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Anybody else before I close? Everybody good?
You have a good weekend. Sorry
Thanks.
for your.
Thanks. I appreciate that. I really do. You have a good one.
You as well.